Mars is the energy you use to get what you need. And in astrology, Mars represents how we need to pursue what we want in order to be effective. Ideally, your Mars needs to be spending most of its time in the state of focused action to bring you closer to your goals. And in reality, it's likely that you also experience Mars as frustration and anger in your daily life. And why am I talking about Mars today? Yes, Mars has just transited from its own sign of Aries and entered today itself in the sign owned by Venus, that is Taurus. So I am going to tell you the dates and the conjunction, the main opposition it is going to be with, that is Jupiter. That is what I'm going to cover in this video. And I'm going to take all the signs one by one, yes, how it is going to impact, because it's the obviously the karaka for energy, vitality, love, romance in the house of love and romance that is owned by Venus. So let's see what exactly does this transit mean to you all. You see, Mars and the cause of anger. First, let me tell you something about that. The primal purpose of anger is that of protecting your life. When a baby is born, what happens? He's crying. The baby is expressing the anger when it needs its nourishment, its nurturing, when it is not met. At that stage, how the baby is expressing the anger? At that stage, the baby cries for physical and emotional survival. A little later in life, when we grow, the ego also begins to feel and express anger in order to protect its identity. And astrologically speaking, these two causes of anger could correspond with Mars, the cabinet in chief, the warrior in the celestial cabinet, who is attempting to protect your sun, that is the king in your in the celestial cabinet, as I just mentioned. That's your identity and will. And Moon, the queen, the physical and emotional need. What will happen if you're asked to sit and not work, yet you'll be paid? How will that be? It's an impossible scenario though, but maybe you're very rich and you're asked not to do anything. What will happen? You would enjoy that state for a few days, but then again, your Martian energy would still look for some thrill, some challenges, some activity, be it studying, playing, dancing, channelizing your energy anywhere. But that's what is the planet of energy and vitality, Mars. And how you strengthen your Mars when Mars transits this fixed, stable, and a practical sign owned by Venus, that is Taurus. I get angry when you threaten to destroy my peace and control. That's what Taurus sign is about. And when Mars transits Taurus, does finally decide to express its anger, we can expect formidable stubbornness that refuses to be pushed around. Passions will run high as conflicts arise over wealth, its use, its creation, its preservation, and its social circulation. You have to pay close attention to the raging bull political debates over currency, debt, budgets, taxation, as Mars will be revealing the heroes and villains of prosperity and poverty, both. So think critically and measure policies according to their net impact on the social wealth, social poverty, and currency strength. History make it easy. Mars in Taurus energy is similar to the energy it takes to plow a field. You need to get your hands dirty and you need to put in a good solid effort. Mars will give you the energy to and the drive to accomplish your goals. So Mars is very essential planet. But in Taurus, yes, it is essentially more powerful. Now, there is something very important about this transit, that is that Jupiter will be aspecting Mars from Scorpio sign till the 27th of March. that too in the direct motion. And from the 24th of April, again, when it is in retrogression till the time Mars changes sign from Taurus to Gemini and joins Rahu, obviously, on the 7th of May. So which means that the planets of hope and enthusiasm are in mutual aspect. So you need to act boldly and enthusiastically, expanding into new fields. One way to stoke Jupiter's enthusiasm is to envision and write down big goals. It's always better to write down your goals and whatever you wish to. I always tell in my videos that you should write. If you are getting angry, write that you're getting upset, or if you are not able to achieve your goals, just write down. So if you don't feel the excitement about your current goals, perhaps your vision isn't big enough. A goal doesn't always have to be materially oriented. It could be a new subject you want to learn or a new place you want to visit. The aim is to feel the sense of expansive enthusiasm that propels you into action. Some wise planning will help you direct your energy productively during this transit. So in case Mars opposition, in this case, Mars opposition Jupiter, this may manifest as overconfidence or excessive aggression on the negative side. So this aspect suggests that as long as your goals are big enough to excite you, you will have enough enthusiasm and courage to make things happen. So this is the transit about. And in Taurus, we know Mars has 3 nakshatras. It will be covering the nakshatra of Kritika, Rohini, and Mrigashira. Mrigashira is its own nakshatra. So I'll mention the dates in the description below. And moving further on, I'm taking the signs one by one, how this transit of uh, Mars in Taurus is going to impact everyone. It's a general prediction I'm giving you, because everything depends, most of the things depend on the dasha. If you're running through the dasha of Mars, Jupiter, or Venus especially, so all those really will matter in this transit, because it's a transit of more than 1 month. So it is definitely going to impact us for at least this over 1 month. So let's stay tuned and let's watch this video further. So to start with, I'm taking up Aries. So for Aries people, Mars is going to transit through the second house, and you're driven to have more security in your life. You want to be financially sound and can work harder at making more money. You may take on a second job if you're thinking of, and pursue some sort of money making venture. The more money you have, the more secure you feel. That's always there with everybody. But with this kind of a transit in the second house, you want to get connected with your family and your financial base more. So conversely, you can also spend more money during this time, maybe not paying attention to how much you are spending, growing up the money quickly. You may strongly defend your beliefs, identifying with them more. This can be a good time to evaluate your values and make sure they fit with your life now. So you want more stability and less likely to take big risks. So it's better to actually stick base right now. Then Taurus people, it's going to happen in the first house for you. So when it is transiting your first house, you feel more energetic. As it is, it's a planet of energy. So you feel more energetic that you have in maybe past so many months. You have not felt that. And it's usually most energetic period for you, and you can make the best use of it. You have more drive to do things. You are enthusiastic about new beginnings. So this is a good time to start anything new if you're thinking of. Because in the 7th house you have Jupiter also. Though it is in Gandanta, but still it's a good phase to start new things, I would say. Although you may have a tendency to start something and then move on to start something else quickly afterwards, So you might switch plans in the future. So make sure that you have physical outlets for the abundance of energy that you have. You might feel a little restless, agitated during these 1 month over 1 month period. So you're more impulsive and argumentative and competitive. So being competitive is always a positive thing, but it should not land you up in trouble. So you have to be calm. You have to maintain your head on the shoulders, and then you can just start doing things, and they will fall in place for you. So just be watchful. You are accident prone also during this transit, or maybe some cuts or some kind of breaks. So you have, or maybe some kind of headaches you are prone to. So you have to be careful in that area. Now coming to Gemini people, this is going to be in your 12th house, and when Mars is in your 12th house, you're driven to retreat and reflect. Being around other people can be draining you, and you feel that you prefer being alone. So working alone is when you have the best energy and you want to be out of the spotlight and working behind the scenes more, where no one will notice you. It's the 12th house energy as it is. So your dreams become more prominent. You will get wild dreams, but they will be conveying something. It quits the karma of the previous life. Maybe you will feel that some sting you have got, some bite from some mosquito or something in your dream. So or some bug. So that is something that is going to give you some quitting of the karma also. So find yourself daydreaming more, or conversely have trouble sleeping. So just accept it, because it's a transit of Mars. So it is a wild transit for you. So your imagination can surge, and this can be a creative time for you. Make the use of this time. Make the use of your dreams. So your intuition can surge as well. So though you may not be consciously aware of that, but you will feel that it has become a little more on the stronger side. So make sure you give yourself plenty of time to rest, replenish, and recover. So you're ready for the next transit, when it enters your first house in the Gemini, where Rahu is also sitting. So that will be a different transit altogether. So coming to Cancer, this is going to happen in your 11th house. So when Mars is transiting your 11th house, you're driven to innovate, dream, and hope. So you are totally different, in approaching to the things or the situations, and more enthusiastic about your ideas that are considered futuristic and strange. This is a good time for working in a group that holds the same beliefs you do towards a common goal. Maybe you are working towards that, your peers and your friends. So working in a group may be the only way that you can accomplish something during this transit. Maybe you're thinking of doing things alone, but working in a team is always going to help you. So you can do good humanitarian work during this time. You are quite busy with the packed social calendar. So replenish. You dream more about your future, because you are heading to a transit in the 12th house. As I told about the sign Gemini, you can hear that also. So what you would really love to do is going to happen. So you can work more towards those goals, achieving those goals, having more energy to accomplish them. So utilize, channelize that energy. For Leo, it is going to be in the 10th house. So when Mars is transiting your 10th house, you're driven to succeed. However much success you've had, it's not enough. That's something that Mars gives. So there's always more that you can do. You are driven to achieve more. Your ambition surges, and you focus on your long-term goals. So you're hardworking, and you can make realistic plans. So how you want to get them, you have to approach to achieving those. So you line it all up in this transit. You may focus more on your career than anything else. Obviously, you will be reflecting less on the family and more on the work, which can be good for your career and bad for other things, but it's still going to help you. But your creative self would be totally on the peak. It's a good period for making strides in your career, starting new business, embarking on new career path, associating with the bosses, your seniors, your colleagues. It's a very good time. You can be reorganized, and you can reorganize yourself. You can be recognized at your workplace, yeah, and whatever recognition you are expecting, you will get. So the more you accomplish, the more people notice you, the more confident you feel also. So you have to take care of all this, but at the same time, don't argue with the bosses or the authority figures. You have to maintain cordiality with them. Okay. So coming to Virgo, this transit is going to be in your 9th house. So when the transit is in the 9th house, you are driven to expand your life in some way. There's so much out there in the world for you to experience and learn about, and you want to do something new. You may dream of exploring some faraway land, and if you can travel, go for it. Most of you will likely just explore in your head, read about foreign places, try exotic cuisines, watch foreign films, or meet people from other cultures. That is also traveling, right? This can be a good time to begin to start learning something new. Take a class, go back to school. You may feel restless if you force yourself to stick to the traditional values and the ways that you have been practicing in the normal routine. So you have to just break those routines and come out of those routines. So that's something very unexpected, about this transit. So be spontaneous, have little thrill, no matter how small. And definitely, it is a very good transit for you, I would say, because it's a ninth house transit. So just take care of your father's health. Transit of Libra. Libra, this is happening in your eighth house, yes. So, you are having trouble, you are driven to transform. You're not satisfied with something in your life and strive to change it. You could take something old and make it new again. You can do that. You are more intense and investigating at this time. So you have energy to get to the core of any matter. So it's very good time for research students. If they will research, or if they will do something which has some kind of requirement of research and going into the details. So this is the right time. To the core of the matter you can reach. You can pick up on little things that people do and say, so you're being sensitive, oversensitive during this transit. So you have to ignore. So a lot, it's better that you, rather than getting pushed by the others, you take quicker decisions or quicker judgments by yourself, which is necessary because you are likely to have to work more with others to get things done right now. So you can have disputes with business partners, or because it's the second house from the seventh, so which is the Maraka house for the seventh house. So it is like overjoined finances. Maybe you will have trouble. So you might want to be the one in control the situation and total dominance. That kind of attitude will not help. So you have to give in some things, and because it is a transit in the eighth house for you, so you have to work on yourself. So if you're running a dasha of Mars, or you are already running a dasha of Venus, so this is going to be very active because Venus is your Lagnesh also, and it's very important for Taurus and Libra people. Coming to Scorpio, this is happening in your seventh house. When transit Mars is in your seventh house, you're driven to commit and compromise actually. You want to have more commitment in your life through your personal and business relationships. And with the projects and appointments you commit yourself to, obviously. The idea of commitment isn't as terrifying as it might usually be. So you can butt heads with your loved ones a little more during this time, but you find a way to compromise quickly so it doesn't drag you for too long. It should not be dragged on. So if you're single, then this can be a time to where you can decide to make a relationship more serious. You can also strive to bring more balance and harmony in your life, needing to maintain your energy. And of course, it's a 12th lord also, so you will have the inclination towards the exotic places and the eroticism in your life. Then coming to Sagittarius, this is happening in your sixth house. This transit of Mars in the Taurus sign in your sixth house. So you're driven to work. There's a lot to do, and you're completely focused on getting every little task done. You tackle the basics first, the things that absolutely need to get done before you can do anything else, and your responsibilities. You can take on more projects and duties and be busier during this time. You may appear scattered, but you want to be busy. Otherwise, the idle energy will turn into anxiousness, anxiety. So you could have some issues at work with your coworkers, getting into arguments with them, or have a workplace injury. This can be a great time to look for a new job. You have all the more energy to tackle health issues rather. Whenever Mars is there, so you have that fighting capability even more. So fighting the deaths, the diseases, and the enemies. And you're driven to improve your lifestyle with this transit. Coming to the third last sign, Capricorn, transit is of Mars is going to happen in your fifth house. So when transit of Mars is happening in the sign of Taurus in the fifth house, so you have a lot of energy, creative energy to express. You're driven to express yourself. Your creative approach is really very different. So you can take a creative approach to matters and projects. You have that. This is a good time to pursue a creative endeavor. You have more energy for fun instead of work. Um, Mars being a sporty, it represents sports, so you can maybe pursue some hobbies. You have time focusing on your duties and responsibilities also. Uh, at the same time, it is very hard for you with the fifth house transit. Whenever Mars, like planets, which have a lot of energy, they transit these kind of houses, it's very hard to focus on those areas of life. So you want to actually, because from the sixth it is the 12th house, so you want to pay attention to your duties, but you're not able to. You want to focus on yourself, your creative self, your hobbies more. So try to take as much time off as you can, and give yourself plenty of spare time and do whatever pleases you, because Mars will otherwise lead you to aggression in the other areas of life. So you might not even feel romantic, in your because it's the fifth house. So you will not even feel that until unless you are happy with your inner self. The inner child should come out a little. I think that is what this transit is bringing for you. So this is a good time for love and romance if you are happy, if your energy is channelized in a proper manner. All right. And if you're single, so you can just enjoy, take a chance to date if you have to meet new suitors or something. So it's a good time. So if attached, you can reignite the flame and inject more passion into the relationship when Mars is transiting Taurus. Now, coming to the second last sign, Aquarius, is happening in your fourth house. And when Mars is transiting Taurus in the fourth house of yours, you are driven to be more comfortable and crave familiarity. You don't care much for trying new things now. You don't want to explore right now. You want to be in your comfort zone because it's a very comfortable sign. It's a sign of mother, home. So you prefer to stick to what you know and you have done till now. You're less social and you don't want to spend time at home with your family. Sorry, you want to spend time with your family. You don't want to be so socially inclined. You can defend your family, but also argue with them more because you are spending a lot of time with them. So you want to, or maybe you want to invest somewhere, and your family members are not allowing you to do so. So your family may require more attention from you for some reason. So just pay attention at this time. If this transit is for you that way, very good to get connected with your family. You can work from home maybe, or maybe you can shift if you want to. If you want to move, you can do so also. And if you are trying to sell or buy some property, it's a good transit for real estate also. So you can also be more subjective, having harder time seeing things outside of your own perspective and less open to other people. So that is something you have to work through during this transit. Rather than going into a shell, you have to put a little extra effort to be cordial with others and have a little bit of synchronization there. Coming to the last sign, Pisces, this is going to happen in your third house, and third house is you're driven to communicate openly. Mars is giving a lot of energy and vitality to everybody, and it's a very enthusiastic planet. So there's a lot that you have to say. So third house is communication and talking to others. So you're going to say it. Any conversations that need to be had, you try to have now. So whatever you have kept till now inside, you can just share. Your mind is much more active, and this can be good for mental projects and intellectual pursuits. So you need to start busy though, stay a little busy though, but otherwise the mental activity will lead to anxiousness. Keep your mind occupied. You can find yourself in a car or a bus or a train more than usual. Maybe traveling short distances will be too much. Maybe there's a lot of traffic you're getting, or you're traveling closer to your place of work or home often. So your schedule is packed and you're more social and engaging with others at this time. But you're more scattered brained right now. Too much thinking, too much scattering. So take on many different projects that can be, like that could be hard to keep track of. So that's something that you have to work on. You don't have to put your hands in many things. So you could become active in your maybe neighborhood or your community during this time, deal with young people or start learning something new. So that's something that is going to happen for you Pisces. So it's a beautiful transit for you, and make the best use of it, I would say, everyone. So stay tuned for the next video, which is going to be uploaded soon as well. So stay blessed and Om Tat Sat.